Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We continue with the story of Yusuf alayhi salam. We had stopped at the point where Yusuf alayhi salam was imprisoned unjustly. Allah Jalla wa ala says, وَدَخَلَ مَعَهُ السِّجْنَ فَتَيَانِ, and two young men entered the prison with him. Who were these two young men? It's mentioned that one of them was the cook. He would prepare food for the king. As for the other, he was the one who prepared drink for the king. Why were they imprisoned? It's mentioned that the king got news that one of them wanted to poison him. These two young men were imprisoned and they came to Yusuf alayhi salam, asking him to interpret their dreams. قَالَ أَحَدُهُمَا إِنِّي أَرَانِي أَعْصِرُ خَمْرًا. As for one of them, he said, I saw myself squeezing grapes, making wine. As for the other, وَقَالَ الْآخَرُ إِنِّي أَرَانِي أَحْمِلُ فَوْقَ رَأْسِي خُبْزًا تَأْكُلُ الطَّيْرُ مِنْهُ. I saw myself carrying bread above my head, and the birds were eating from it. They then told Yusuf alayhi salam, نَبِّئْنَا بِتَأْوِيلِهِ, inform us of its interpretation. Interpret these dreams for us. إِنَّا نَرَاكَ مِنَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Indeed, we see you from the good doers. Most of the scholars mention that these were real dreams that these two saw. There is another opinion where some of the scholars mention that when Yusuf alayhi salam entered the prison, he was asked what he does. One of the things he mentioned was he interprets dreams. So they decided to make up a dream in order to test Yusuf alayhi salam. The reason we mention this opinion is when you look through the books of tafsir, you will find it. Notice how they addressed Yusuf alayhi salam by calling him a good doer. It's mentioned that when Yusuf alayhi salam was imprisoned, he would be the one who would cheer them up. He would be the one who would visit the sick from amongst them. He would help them wherever possible. Not only that, he also had his ibadah, his acts of worship between him and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The lesson we take from this: look at Yusuf alayhi salam. Look at where he is coming from. He's been dumped by his brothers. He's been sold as a slave. He's been imprisoned unjustly. Yet he is still somebody who helps others. He still gives hope. He's the one cheering people up. And in the same way, a Muslim is the one who is a source of goodness for others, no matter what his situation may be. Yusuf alayhi salam then replies. He says, قَالَ لَا يَأْتِيكُمَا طَعَامٌ تُرْزَقَانِهِ إِلَّا نَبَّأْتُكُمَا بِتَأْوِيلِهِ قَبْلَ أَنْ يَأْتِيَكُمَا. There are a few ways in which the scholars have interpreted these verses. One of the opinions is Yusuf alayhi salam tells them that your food will not come to you. The food that is being prepared, the food that is being sent for you, it will not come except that I would have already interpreted your dreams. Before the food comes, your dreams will be interpreted. A second opinion is Yusuf alayhi salam did not want to interpret their dreams because he knew one of them would be killed. So he did not mention exactly what they saw. Rather, he told them that whatever food you may be given in your dreams, I know its meaning before it happens. A third opinion when interpreting this verse is Yusuf alayhi salam is telling them that the food you will be given, I will tell you exactly what it is, the type of food, the name of the food, etc. And this was to show them that he was given knowledge of the unseen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yusuf alayhi salam then tells them about this knowledge that he has. Where did he get it from? ذَلِكُمَا مِمَّا عَلَّمَنِي رَبِّي. That is what my Lord has taught me. Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teach Yusuf alayhi salam? He mentions, he says, إِنِّي تَرَكْتُ مِلَّةَ قَوْمٍ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ. I left the way of those who do not worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They do not believe in Him. وَهُمْ بِالْآخِرَةِ هُمْ كَافِرُونَ. And they reject the last day. Look at how Yusuf alayhi salam has promised them that he would give them the interpretation. However, he is taking time to give them da'wah, to call them to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He does that by first telling them that what I'm about to tell you is not from me, it's from my Creator. He's granted me some knowledge. Yusuf alayhi salam then goes a step further. وَاتَّبَعْتُ مِلَّةَ آبَائِي إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَإِسْحَاقَ وَيَعْقُوبَ. And I followed the path, the way of my forefathers Ibrahim and Ishaq and Yaqub. ما كان لنا أن نشرك بالله من شيء. It's not befitting for us to associate partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ذلك من فضل الله علينا. That is from the virtue of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon us, that He guided us and made us prophets. وَعَلَى النَّاسِ. And from the virtue of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon the people, that He sent to them prophets. وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَشْكُرُونَ. However, most of the people are ungrateful. After telling them about the religion which he followed, Yusuf alayhi salam gives them da'wah in another form, calling them to reason with themselves. He says, يا صاحبي السجن أأرباب متفرقون خير أم الله الواحد القهار. O my companions of the prison, are many gods better, or is worshipping Allah, who is the one who is in control, the overpowering, the one whom everything submits to? Is that better, or this better? He calls them to reason. He then goes a step further, telling them what is wrong with that which they follow. ما تعبدون من دونه إلا أسماء سميتموها أنتم وآباؤكم ما أنزل الله بها من سلطان. You do not worship except things which you have given names to, you and your forefathers, you have named them, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not sent any proof regarding these things and worshipping them. ما أنزل الله بها من سلطان. Rather, in الحكم إلا لله. The judgment, the decree, the decision, everything belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He decrees and He decides that which He wishes. Everything belongs to Him. أمر ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه. And He has ordered that He alone shall be worshipped. ذلك الدين القيم. And that is the straight path, the clear religion, the right religion, worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. ذلك الدين القيم ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون. However, most of the people do not know. Thereafter, Yusuf alayhi salam goes on to interpret their dreams. Inshallah, we'll go over the interpretation in the next episode. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us goodness and understanding of the Quran. Ameen. Wa sallallahu wa sallama wa baraka ala nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.